teams ready to go at it. As the earlier matchup this season, earlier this month as well, went to Missouri State. The Aggies looking for a response here at home. And you see Jamel Jones with the basketball. Really important scorer for this Aggies team. Coming off a win this past weekend against Delaware, looking for another home win as well. Into the corner with Osborne. Good spin. Out to Mims for three at the horn. Can't connect on the first try. Loose ball off the rebound, and Missouri State able to take control with Keith Halleck leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists. Really important player from Missouri State.
Yeah, he really hurt the Aggies in their last matchup, especially in the second half, and those pick and pop actions, getting switches. He's so methodical, great with the footwork.
Williams over to Halleck. The smooth lefty who can score inside and out. And here's Michael Osei-Bonsu, not afraid to back it in against some of the taller players, fighting for the rebound. And we have a tie-up out there on the floor. Well, there's a look at the Missouri State head coach, Cuonzo Martin. Been all over the place as a head coach and has really turned this Missouri State program around. At the buzzer again, long possessions to start this game, and a shot clock violation couldn't hit the rim.
I really like the defensive intensity that both of these teams have brought out. Starting with New Mexico State, who had a very intense shoot-around, denying the passes, making things difficult. Two teams that can really score the ball, but have been up and down on the defensive end.
Defense was not the story last time these teams met. Over 170 combined points. As you see there, the first points tonight from Elijah Elliott. His game has really expanded in the month of January.
Yeah, double figures, 6 out of his last 7. And Coach Martin, that was the first thing that he mentioned as we get a block from the Aggies, was guarding him in high pick and rolls.
Will they come in transition again with Elliott, and he draws some contact on his way to the cup. Aggressive start defensively.
This is great help side defense. Try to go for a steal, but in position, Osborne able to get up there and get the block. And in their last matchup, Osei-Bonsu kind of had a field day in the painted area, especially in the first half. And it was a point of emphasis for Coach Hooten to be able to stop him, maybe switch matchups and lineups to try to contain him a little bit in the painted area.
Risky pass up top, but Mims, the great leaper, able to come down with it off the inbound. Here's Jones with a difficult step back. Can't connect that time either, as Missouri State collects the rebound.
That's his game, though. I mean, he averages 6 points per game on pull-up jump shots, which is top 10 in the country.
Trey Williams off to Zaxton King for 3. That's off the back iron. Mullen fighting with Osei-Bonsu, and he chunks it off the leg. Well, Trey, we've got a couple keys for both of these sides, and what are you looking at that they need to get done tonight?
I think for Missouri State, hold the Aggies under 8-3. It's a New Mexico State team that can really shoot the ball. And then all for New Mexico State, you got to keep Missouri State off the foul line. In Conference USA play, they're averaging 27 free throw attempts per game. Their last matchup had 39.
Trey Williams from the corner knocking down a 3, and Missouri State back on the board here tonight.
He's been shooting the ball well. Last 3 games has made 8 threes. 8 and 3 when he scores 10 or more.
The Williams backcourt for Missouri State with Trey and Kobe. When they get it going, this Bears team is hard to stop. And take a look at this nice shot in the corner. Just got it right back from Osei-Bonsu there.
Yeah, just kind of a lack of communication, where you're not really guarding the guy that's taking the ball out of bounds. Good read from Williams to just get the pass right back.
Mims comes away with a steal, and here comes New Mexico State with Elijah Elliott operating the offense. Up top to Mims!
That was a great look off from Elliott. As he came off that high ball screen, he looked off the corner, and so the backside help went back to their man, and then that opened up the lane for Mims, who is a terrific athlete. Was a high jump champion in the state of Montana, showing off the hops there.
Mims over 10 points per game in his first year with this New Mexico State program. Kobe Williams in the corner, can't knock that one down. Here come the Aggies again with Jamel Jones. Floater up, not that side. Jose Batsu grabbing the rebound.
Didn't look like Jones really ever had control there. Got a little bit off balance, didn't have an outlet to make a pass, and shot a tough floater there in transition.
Missouri State in game 3 of a 4-game road stay. Jose Batsu turns and hooks and scores. Always a menace at the rim.
I think if you're Kyrie Smolin, you have to force him to the other side. You can't let him go over his left shoulder and get that baby hook with the right hand. That's an easy shot.
Osborne mishandles it. Here comes Saxton King. Nice finish over the top of Osborne, one-on-one.
It's a good job of putting the defender in jail there by going off of 2 feet, jumping into the defender under control. Great finish in transition.
Saxton King, he's been off the bench the last 3 games after starting 47 straight since coming to the Bears. And off top with Elliott. Off to the corner, Mullen will settle for 3. That one rings around but doesn't fall through.
Both of these teams help off the same side off pick and rolls. You have to be careful not to help too much on those rolls.
On the post for Keith Pallick. Sets it back up top with Kobe Williams, who knocked down 7 threes the last time these met. You try from the right wing and cans a triple.
Because of all the attention that Pallick draws, you get a pick and pop situation, but Pallick is not a great 3-point shooter, so I don't quite understand closing out so hard against him. But Pallick makes the right read there and hits the best shooter for the Bears.
At the early start for New Mexico State, a 7-0 run for Missouri State over the past minute and change. Difficult step back again for Jones. That one's off the heel. Pallick with his head up in transition. Nice pump fake, and he'll get a couple of chances at the free throw line.
Kobe stays hot in this rivalry. A nice ball fake from Pallick, and Kobe Williams doing the rest.
Finds himself at the free throw line and knocks it down. Pallick, 3rd in Conference USA in scoring, 3 straight games with over 20 points, 9 of them already this season. He comes in from Division II and has taken to Conference USA like a fish to water.
He's just a high IQ basketball player, understands angles. Even on that last one, we saw him in transition, get the defender in the air, draw 7 fouls per 40 minutes.
Floater too short. Kobe Williams grabs the rebound. Here come the Bears in transition again. Pallick looking to run point center, and here comes Mims off the turnover. Chris Terrell back out on the floor. Here's Anthony Rizesh. Can't leave him alone. Too short on his first try. Rizesh, a dangerous 3-point shooter, over 37% this season. Saxton King back out to the perimeter with Keith Pallick. Antoine Burnett, who's been starting as of late, but has yet to make an impact so far here tonight. King will settle from downtown and bury another triple.
It's a good read by King. You see the defender as the big in the drop coverage. You make sure to run your defender into the screen, come off the screen, locked and loaded. Great play off the high pick and roll from King.
Missouri State on a 12-0 scoring run over the last 2 minutes or so. Sir Malanga out there on the perimeter, one of the few big men on this New Mexico State team. Terrell can't knock it down from mid-range, and Burnett grabs another rebound. These one-and-done possessions are crucial so far.
I think if you're the Aggies, you want to get better shot selection. I mean, that's good action there off the mid-range, but can you get into the paint a little bit deeper and try to see if you can work that 2-man action off the side pick and roll?
Pallick with the teardrop, and already we have another timeout on the floor as Missouri State has jumped out to a 13-point lead. As we'll step aside for welcome back to the Pan American Center as New Mexico State needing to find a way to right the ship early on in this Conference USA matchup. Here's Jalen Randall wide open, breaks that one as well.
I think if you're the Aggies, you got to find ways to get multiple paint touches, ball reversals. It's been one pass and shot.
Antoine Burnett sets it up with Kobe Williams. Another touch for Osei Bonsu, spinning off Sir Malonga. Nice kick out to Trey Williams. Too much on that one. There you see Osei Bonsu, the impact he can make on the rebounding effort.
I mean, he's only 6'4". I mean, he looks like a linebacker in the NFL. I mean, you look at those biceps. It's so hard to keep him off the offensive glass. He averages 3 offensive rebounds as we take another look at it. It's kind of a tough bounce for the Aggies. It's a long rebound, but Osei Bonsu has such a gift and skill set of reading where the ball is going to come off.
He's been an offensive rebounder his whole career. Even at Vincennes for a couple of seasons, he was the best in the nation on the offensive glass.
And he could score it too. He's had 3 20-point games, so he's not just a utility guy. He's a guy that can create offense.
Under 10 on the shot clock. What does Trey Williams have? Not much as he turns it over. Mexico State needing a rally. Down low to Kyrese Mullen. One-on-one against Osei Bonsu. We'll have to set it back up top. A lot of disruption so far defensively by Missouri State. Cross by Terrell, still looking for an angle to attack. Outside again for 3. Too strong. And another good defensive rebounding effort by Missouri State.
Missouri State is just keeping the Aggies out of the paint, so it's a lot of ball-oriented on the perimeter dribbling. Got to find a way, if you're the Aggies, to get paint touches.
Deflected out, and Missouri State will maintain possession. Stepping aside once again as Missouri State leads at 17-4.
Coach Martin having a terrific season.
Look at last season, only 9 wins, already up at 10 wins, and we're halfway through the season. Still plenty to play for this Missouri State team that's really fighting to stay up in that top echelon of Conference USA.
I think the top 2 or 3 seeds, I mean, you're going to have Liberty at the top. They've been able to retain a lot of talent. They have great chemistry, great offensively. But, I mean, 2 to 5 is wide open. I think both of these teams can definitely make a push for the top of the standings.
Early turnover out of the timeout, and that's got the Aggie fans on their feet here at the Pan American Center. See what New Mexico State can draw up out of the timeout. Maybe a 3-point look for Anthony Razesh, who is that sniper from downtown all season.
He has 4 games this year with 4 or more threes, so it's definitely something that you could try to look for.
Fakes the shot there, goes right into the chest of Osei Bonsu, but can't hit the shot.
Good job of Missouri State fighting over the top, making him put the ball on the floor and be a driver.
The freshman Trey Williams spins and fades and scores. Tough shot.
He had 13 points in these teams' last meeting. 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 5. Such a talented scorer. And Coach Martin talked about, sometimes he gets outmatched from the guard play, but he's not afraid.
Randall rises up and finally breaks the scoring drought of over 6 minutes for New Mexico State. Maybe that will get this team activated a bit.
It's a good move. I always feel like when you get off 2 feet in a mid-range jump shot under control, that's a high percentage look.
Zaxton King waiting for the screen from Darion Sutton as King attacks down toward the paint. Back out to Trey Williams, who just hit that last shot. Osei Bonsu, a grown man down low, and he just goes over the top.
You look at over the last 2 games, he's had 19 points off of isolation post-ups, and it's so tough, right? Because you have to guard a ball screen and contain the big, and then after that, if you get multiple ball reversals, you have to go back to playing post defense. So that's tough for Mullen on the defensive end.
Razesh looking to get open on the perimeter, but perimeter defense a bit better. Mullen turns, can't connect on that one either.
And that's just a wall down there. And that was a great job of Osei Bonsu just being vertical and keeping his ground as Mullen was trying to spin off.
A couple of important pieces for both teams waiting to check in at the scorer's table as Darion Sutton fighting for an angle to put the ball up over the top of Mullen. Not that time. Good fight defensively. Somehow Sutton holds on. King, a rainbowing three off the front iron, and Rzech cleans it up on the defensive glass. Mullen, the top of the arc. Easy looking three. A little bit short.
Again, I just feel like there's too many rush possessions for the Aggies. I mean, it's not a terrible shot, but trying to run some offense, get paint touches. I know I feel like a broken record, but with 6 points thus far, you got to make some adjustments offensively.
Sutton off the power dribble, and we have a whistle and a foul down low.
So here, I mean, this is just a great play. Go on balance, let the defender beat you to the spot and get to the mid-range jump shot. I mean, this is just a bull down there, though. You see Osei Bonsu going over the right shoulder, finishing with the left hand.
Sutton, money from the free throw line to start, and plenty of fresh bodies ready to come out there on the floor for both teams. But calling back to that bucket from Trey Williams, when we talked with head coach Conzo Martin, he said the talent wasn't the issue for him so far. It's just been going up against these juniors and seniors at his position that can find a nifty way to get off.
It's so hard for true freshmen at this level because you're playing against guys who, maybe have JUCO experience, D2 experience, that are upperclassmen, that are experienced, that are maybe 3 or 4 years older than you. And so there's a huge learning curve, not just from a skill standpoint, but just a gamesmanship standpoint. But Williams is starting to get it. I mean, he's playing well in Conference USA play, 9 points per game.
Elijah Elliott spins in the traffic, kicks it out for Julius Mims. A little bit short on the three. Whistle and a foul as Augustine Ekwe grabs the offensive rebound, a freshman from Lagos, Nigeria, who's probably going to need to make a big impact at 6'9" down low.
Yeah. Mims struggling from three. Both of his misses have been pretty off. I mean, he's a 40% three-point shooter. Doesn't take a ton of them, but has had some good looks.
Nice off the inbound and right on cue. Mims says, if I can't hit from downtown, might as well get to the doorstep.
He's a guy who averages 7 points per game in the paint, which is top 10 in Conference USA. That's his bread and butter, even though he's capable of shooting three.
Mims spent some time at North Idaho College and with the Vandals of Idaho before coming to the Aggies. Here's Burnett in the corner. Another one too short. Great job of the offensive rebound by Boone as he swings the elbows around, and he gets a round of applause by Keith Pallett.
Got Mims here finishing here. They're 0 of 8 thus far tonight. They're shooting 39% from three on the season, but this is a program that hangs their hat on the defensive end.
Pallett gets his own rebound and is erased by Augustine Ekwe. Randall stops and pops. Not that time. Mims on the offensive glass, back up and in.
And those high energy plays in transition and extra effort is how New Mexico State's going to get back in this one.
Defense into offense. We'll see how the Bears respond with Keith Pallett. Boone off the fingertips of Kobe Williams, who works with 10 on the shot clock. Williams downhill, spins, tough hook, and he scores inside.
And in conference play, he only now has 6 two-point field goals. Known as a three-point shooter, but does a great job coming off that hard hedge on the pick and roll, keeps the dribble alive, and a nice touch with the floater.
Elliott can't knock that midi down, but before that shot, Missouri State was 0 of their last 5.
We got defense to offense here. A nice extra effort play from Ekwe, and you get out in transition. Nice open catch and shoot three, but Mims able to finish it on the offensive rebounds.
We've already seen the impressive leaping ability for Julius Mims earlier on a big alley-oop dunk. Up top with Michael Osei Bonsu. Already 4 points tonight. Here's Pallett down to the rim with the left hand, hangs around and falls in.
And it's him being a screener, whether it's off the ball or on the ball, and him popping that gave New Mexico State so much trouble. I would close short and take away that left hand. You got to be a little bit more strategic guarding Pallett, or he's going to kill you.
And off to Ekwe down low, posted up against Osei Bonsu. Not an easy matchup offensively. 8 on the shot clock for the Aggies. Here's Elijah Elliott. He can get you a bucket in a phone move. Elliott fades and shoots. Not that time either. Good defense by the Bears.
Yeah, that's great one-on-one defense by Burnett, making Elliott take a tough mid-range jump shot off balance.
Alec bricks the 3. Back out on the offensive glass. King too strong. And another offensive rebound for a moment, but Elliott rips it away. Jones to the rack, and he is sent into the stanchion with a foul.
Great outlet pass from Elijah Elliott. As soon as he gets the ball into his hands, looks up the floor, almost like a receiver. Jamel Jones is running the floor as we take another look at it. So he gets the rebound and looks straight up the floor and hits him right in stride, and Jones able to draw the foul.
Call that nothing easy inside, right?
That's a good foul. I mean, a good, hard, clean foul. Make him earn it at the line.
Jamel Jones, double figures scoring in every single game this season. Ranks 7th in Conference USA at 16 points per game, but he is just all over the place offensively. He can get it inside, mid-range, in the 3-point shot as well.
Came over from Cal Bakersfield, where he averaged 19 points per game. How about this? He averaged 33 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. At the junior college level, was the D2 Junior College Player of the Year, so he's definitely a bucket.
Burnett wide open, not able to hit the 3. And here comes Elliott again. Jones off the Euro step, lost his footing, and oh boy. Nasty fall for Jamel Jones, and that is not what you want to see, but at least he's up and on his feet.
Given how that looked, that's probably the best case scenario. It looks like he just steps on Williams' foot, so great call by the official. And again, it's those long rebounds where the Aggies have been able to get out and transition and run. You get the ball in Jones' hands against an unset defense. It's a good recipe for success offensively for New Mexico State.
Jamel Jones going to have to tough out these free throws, and nothing makes an ankle or another injury feel better than seeing the mid bucket.
It's the best medicine in the world, just seeing that ball go through the basket. And the way that New Mexico State, this game looks a lot like their last matchup where Missouri State got up big. It was transition buckets that allowed New Mexico State to get back into the game. They scored 22 points in transition in their last game.
Trey Williams back on the floor, and we'll see if he can keep up that hot start that we saw earlier in the half. Already 2 of 3 with 5 points. But some good defense by Jacoby Osborne on the perimeter here.
I love picking up 94 feet against a freshman guard. Test him out, see what he's got.
Palik one-on-one against Mims. And through the hands of Trey Williams, that was just a completely discombobulated offense.
And a lot of times it starts with the point guard. If your point guard kind of looks like he's having trouble bringing up the ball, no matter what you do offensively, it can distort your flow once you get into your set. So good job by the Aggies picking up full court.
Missouri State has gone cold from the field after jumping out to a massive lead early in this half. Jones rifles a 3 from the top and buries it.
I guarantee that ball doesn't go in unless he sees 2 go in from the free throw line. And you get a guy like that that's a proven scorer. Getting to the free throw line is so valuable, and he's able to knock that thing off on the pick and roll action.
This crowd starting to wake up a bit as Palik lost his footing, shuffled his feet, and traveled.
A little extracurricular activity.
A 7-0 run over the last 78 seconds for New Mexico State, and they've done it by getting to the free throw line and moving it in transition.
And getting stops. I mean, Missouri State, 2 of their last 10. I really feel like since Osborne has come back into the game, he's done a great job setting the tone defensively.
Foul away from the ball as New Mexico State looks to get into their action, but some great fight being shown here at home, bringing it back to just a 10-point difference. Aggies will inbound and try to continue this 7-0 scoring run. No points for Missouri State in over 2 minutes. As this goes over the top, and Jones will go and collect and start the offense off. Comfortable looking shot out of the mid-range, and Jones is cooking here in Las Cruces.
And Missouri State was trying to send Jones to the left-hand side. They were calling out weak, which means to force the ball handler a certain direction. A lot of times it's their weak hand, but Jones was able to get to that right hand and knock down the mid-range jump shot.
They feed it inside to Big Mike against Kyrese Mullen. A couple of pulls working down low, and we have a foul call.
Jones starting to get hot with the 9-0 run for New Mexico State. You see here a little jab step, the three-point look, and then getting over to maintain this level of play without one of their key guys.
Nebraska, one of 4 Big Ten teams in the AP Top 10. I don't think we'd be saying that looking back a few months ago.
This is the Big Ten's year. I'm a Big Ten guy, so I'm definitely rooting for the Big Ten.
Off the steal, here comes Jacoby Osborne. To the hot hand, Jamel Jones. Corner, Razesh, too short. Chases it down and got it back. Threw it to nobody. And Aggies maybe a little bit too speedy there offensively.
Kind of coming towards us, holding his throat, and that was who Razesh was looking for after he got his offensive rebound. And Mims was a little bit disoriented and going to catch his breath a little bit, so just a miscommunication.
Just an 8-point difference as Missouri State has struggled to find the offense. We'll see if Logan Epps off the bench can maybe provide a spark for the Bears. Foul down low as Mims tries to fight with Osei Bonsu. Osei Bonsu is a big reason why this Missouri State team has made such improvements at the free throw line, drawing all sorts of contact.
And Mims in their last one had 4 fouls, and so he has to be careful. He's a very emotional, high-energy type of player, but they need him on the floor. But it's tough. I mean, you're going against Palick and then Osei Bonsu, 2 guys on the interior that bring 2 different things.
This time Osei Bonsu works off the dribble, barrels through Julius Mims, and that's an offensive foul.
How about that possession? You get an inverted screen where you have a guard setting a pick and roll for your big man. And it's a good job of Mims getting underneath that screen and meeting Osei Bonsu at the spot and able to take that charge.
Elijah Elliott, one-on-one with Saxton King as the Aggies look to fight back even more here at home. Razesh hasn't had that rhythm from downtown tonight. Feeds Jones again, and it's bottoms from Jamel Jones.
And it's funny because he almost has like a slingshot type shot where he kind of cocks it back a little bit, so you don't really know he's going to shoot it. It's to his advantage though, because you can be there on the catch and not really know when he's going to get to his release point.
12-0 scoring run for New Mexico State. Razesh takes it back. Elliott lobs it up to Mims, puts it in and one.
Jones here first. With the catch and shoot look, with a great look for Razesh, and it's defense to offense. Razesh with the block, and then you get a high ball screen in transition. The help side defense is not really set because it's happening so quickly in transition. A great lob over the top, and Mims finishing it with the and one.
We have seen some massive momentum swings already in this first half. New Mexico State on a 14-0 scoring run for over 3.5 minutes over these past few. Just a 3-point game after Missouri State had jumped out to almost a 20-point lead. Trey Williams looking to quiet the crowd and orchestrate this Missouri State offense. That's a good option down low with Osei Bonsu. Got him in the air, got the contact, just misses the layup though.
And Mims did such a great job initially fighting Osei Bonsu off of the block. But then he relaxed just for a second, and Osei Bonsu was able to get position on the block again and then get right back to that left shoulder. So Mims just continues that fight and that grit of pushing Osei Bonsu off the block. I think we do end up with a different result.
Almost want to get some of these guys like a catcher's equipment. Osei Bonsu's putting his shoulders in you. First free throw for Big Mike falls through, and Osei Bonsu, 3 double-doubles this season. He is just almost unstoppable anywhere around the rim.
Yeah, he's 6'4", and he had a game against Arkansas State earlier in the year. We had 19 free throw attempts, so it's just so hard to handle. And the shoot-around, New Mexico State spent a lot of time talking about how they were going to cover him. They wanted to mix things up, sometimes in the double, sometimes just play one-on-one.
90 seconds left first half. Jones downhill. The finger roll falls through.
You can see Jones is in rhythm now. Again, Missouri State was trying to send the ball back to the sideline to the left. And Jones was just able to dribble around it. You have to be intact defensively because that big is not going to be there if you're going to send it towards the baseline in the middle.
Another post touch for Osei Bonsu over the freshman Ekwe. Goes with the hook this time.
And I think it's time to send the double. I mean, it's just barbecue chicken down there with Osei Bonsu. I mean, he's getting whatever he wants. Right hand, left hand, doesn't matter.
7 points, 5 boards for Osei Bonsu, and an answer right there from Elijah Elliott for 2. 40 seconds left first half. Halleck in rhythm for 3.
And we haven't seen a lot of that from Powell. A lot of times on those pick and pops, he wants to catch and drive it. Shooting under 30% on the season from 3, but doing a good job there on the pick and pop, getting his feet set.
Halleck already up to 9 points, 4 rebounds. A triple-double threat at times this season as well with the way he can pass the ball. Jones with 10. Steps back for 3. Somebody put some water on him. He is on fire. 5 seconds left in this first half. Williams rises. Not that time. Missouri State holds a 33-. Starting the second half, New Mexico State with Elijah Elliott. Just a 2-point difference after it was almost a 20-point lead for Missouri State. And right on cue, Jacoby Osborne ties this thing up at 33.
And what frees that up is because Jones is the screener. You get a Spanish pick and roll with the back screen, and you want to stay home on Jones. And so Osborne has a free lane because all the attention is on Jones.
Daxton King waiting for the action up top with Keith Pallett, who's already up to 9 points after the first half. Couldn't find an angle there, and he brings it back out to Kobe Williams with 2 on the shot clock. Steps back for 3. Good defense by New Mexico State.
Good job of Osborne warring over the screen. You want to make Kobe Williams put the ball on the floor and get downhill. Only 6 2-point field goals. Good job making it a tough contested 3 there.
Osborne off the handoff, lost the handle for a moment, and they'll set it up with Jamel Jones. 17 points on 8 shots in the first half. We'll see if he stays hot here in the second. And the shot clock scenario out to Mullen. Catch and shoot 3! And the Aggies take the lead.
Mullen is 3 of 13 from 3 coming into this one, and kind of got a grenade ball from Jones there. I thought that was good help by Osei Bonsu, but a good 3-pointer from the big fella.
Osei Bonsu turns and scores and brings it back within 1. It's the first lead for the Aggies since it was 2-0 at 18:42 left in the first half. I mean, this is just a great job by head coach Jason Newton's team. Little tip in there inside, and Mims cleans up the miss.
Good job with Mims, not just being a bystander. You get a ball screen for Elliott, which I thought was a high percentage look with a pull-up jump shot. Mims just coming from the weak side, tipping it in.
Mims in double figures now, and a shuffle of the feet for Osei Bonsu, trying to find some space down low. He turns it over.
See this here. You got Jones as the screener. And because he already has 17 points, you got to stay home. You can't leave him to help on the ball handler and Osborne. And Osborne doing a good job getting downhill and taking advantage.
To the paint. Mims, another finish inside. Back-to-back possessions for Julius Mims. King quickly the other way. Finds a way to bring it home. Zaxton King, big-time contributor last year as a freshman and has stepped in kind of a variety of different roles this season for Missouri State as it's poked out of bounds. 9 games in double figures this year for Zaxton King. He's up to 7 already tonight. An early foul. Trey Williams a little bit aggressive there, offensively at half court.
And him and Elliott get into it a little bit, but you love that. You love to see that competitive nature, and especially as a freshman, you got to bring that fight because going up against older guys, you got to show your opponent, I'm here, I'm ready to play.
You got to think that's something that Coach Gonzo Martin is telling him every single game.
Yes.
Be aggressive. Into the corner for a bucket. Jamel Jones on fire tonight.
And it's crazy because Kobe Williams was there on the catch. I thought he did a good job being in the help side position on the baseline drive. And again, it's just the way that Jones releases the ball. It's so hard to contest his jump shot.
About a 20-piece from Jamel Jones on 9 shots. And we got plenty of time to go here in Las Cruces. 43-37, New Mexico State. Nice entry to Osei Bonsu, and he is hacked from behind. Grown man type of foul against Osei Bonsu.
See this baseline drive by Elliott, beating Williams off the bounce. I mean, he's there on the bounce and does a good job even contesting on the right side of Jones's body, but just the long arms of Jones able to get it over the top. And on this possession down here, you had Osei Bonsu on Jones. Jones did a great job of fronting the post, but it was Elliott who was on the back side doing a good job, but then he went away. I thought Elliott should have stayed home, and then that allowed the post entry for Osei Bonsu, and that's definitely a mismatch against Jones.
Big Mike, a solid free throw shooter. Waiting for the second one. And he's got both. Osei Bonsu in double figures with 5 rebounds, but he's got 4 of Missouri State's 10 turnovers. Substitution coming on the floor as we get set to go again. 43-39. Elijah Elliott playing at his 6th different school. He's been a bucket getter everywhere he goes. Feeds it down low right through the legs of Mullen, and that's a turnover you can't have.
Yeah, a little too much dribbling from Elliott there, and threw the ball at the ankles of your big man Mullen. It's just a poor offensive possession by the Aggies.
A rare mishap offensively over the past few possessions for New Mexico State. They ended the first half 5 of their last 5. Started the second half 5 of 6. See what Balak can do downhill. Nice pump fake. Fades and shoots off one leg like he's Dirk.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was a Dirk Nowitzki fade. Jake, I'm surprised you even know. You're a young guy. You know about Dirk.
Oh my goodness! Jacoby Osborne.
Great job of Osborne cutting behind the defense here, and Elliott with the pocket pass. A lot of times that guy guarding the corner gets caught.
Well, if you're just joining us on CBS Sports Network, you missed a massive dunk from Jacoby Osborne. That's why he's got the N1 free throw. And just like that, New Mexico State ready to build some more momentum. Keith Ballard waiting to dish down low, wide open. Osei Bonsu, that is beautiful.
You get a slice screen where you get your big fella, Osei Bonsu, starting at the three-point line and get a guard to screen. It was Osborne there that was supposed to bump and give a little bit of help, and Osei Bonsu was at a free lane to the basket and able to finish it with the easy deuce.
They look to get Jones involved again. Out to Mims. He's been cold from there tonight, but not right now.
It's funny, him and Keith Palak have a little back and forth. I think it's all in good sportsmanship, but every time either one of them makes a play, you got something to say.
A couple of guys in their first years in their respective programs. Osei Bonsu through a lot of traffic, goes to the reverse, and how about Kyrie's Mullen ripping it out of Osei Bonsu's arms as he gives a flex to the crowd.
Great pass there. It's Osborne and Mullen who got tripped up on that. And then you get Mims getting his feet set, knock it in. Jones draws so much attention on the defensive end, so you got to provide help side, and that opens up for three-pointers from Mims.
6-point lead for New Mexico State. Mims hitting his first three of the game. You saw a moment ago. 15 on the shot clock as Jamel Jones works against Kobe Williams. Tough step back fader, rings around, doesn't get the home roll though.
One-on-one action for Jones. That's exactly his game. Getting to that right hand and pulling up for that mid-range jump shot. A lot of righties like to go left pulling up, but Jones likes to use his right hand. We saw it in the first half where he was able to get off that ball screen when they were trying to push him to his left and get to that right hand and knock down the mid-range. That's his shot, just wasn't able to knock it in on that possession.
Tyreek Brooks, the sophomore from Springfield, Missouri, out there off the bench. Dishes back up top to Palak. Fakes the shot against Julius Mims. We'll see if they go back to that one-on-one matchup. Out to Kobe Williams. Great ball movement by Missouri State. Burnett spins it up to the glass, and Palak gets smacked up on the arm.
That was a great job of Mims, though, taking away the shot from Kobe Williams. And that's the defensive intelligence and IQ that you have to have, is take a three-pointer shooter off their rhythm and make them give the ball up or put the ball on the ground. And then the ball went to Burnett, and then now he's forced to make a play. Unfortunately, ended it with a foul, but that was great defensive effort from Mims.
Bring up Kobe Williams. He was one of the main factors why Missouri State was able to take the earlier matchup between these two teams earlier this month. At 32 points, hit 7 triples tonight, just 5 points.
And it takes team defense guarding a shooter like that. I mean, it's attention to scouting report. You know, in transition situations, there's going to be different people on him. You just got to stay home and be alert and understand the sets that they want to run for him.
Chris Terrell handling the rock for New Mexico State. To get to his spot and dish it back outside to Jalen Randall. Randall downhill. It's a difficult layup attempt, and we have a whistle and a foul.
Good job of Randall kind of making something out of nothing on that possession. Playing off the catch, getting downhill with the right hand, playing off of 2 feet and jumping into the body of Burnett, who was a little bit out of position. I think that call could have went either way, but good job from Randall drawing the foul.
Jalen Randall, he's a solid bucket getter off the bench. Led all bench scorers last time out against Delaware. 15 points in 25 minutes, and this is a New Mexico State bench that can really fill it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bench that scores 33 points per game, which is top 25 in the country, second in Conference USA. And Randall is kind of like the X factor for this team. 6-1 when he scores 10 or more. The guy who came from Southern Indiana, averaged 15 points per game, taking on a little bit of a lesser role for a bigger program.
Randall 0 for 3 from downtown tonight, but he was shooting nearly 50% from three-point land over the past 4 games. Off the miss, goes out of bounds, and we'll switch possession. 50-45. as New Mexico State looks to hold on to this lead that they had to scratch and claw all the way through the first half for. Good pressure in the backcourt by Chris Terrell. Another one of these other solid guards who can get his own shot. And off for Burnett, who's a load to deal with down low, but a huge chase down by who else? Jalen Randall.
You get a zoom action where you get a dribble handoff and a screen where you got to fight over two different actions, and then it's Burnett getting downhill. And to your point, it's Randall again, but good job also Mullen kind of put his body in the way so that Burnett can get all the way downhill.
It's already the fourth block for New Mexico State. Missouri State yet to find one defensively. Bounce into Osei Bonsu. Mullen trying to battle him one-on-one, and oh my goodness! Swats it straight down.
I feel like I'm watching a different sport. It almost looks like you're watching like an offensive lineman, like a offensive tackle going up against a defensive lineman in the trenches. And this is just body on body. Good hands there from Mullen as Osei Bonsu brought the ball down a little bit.
Williams, the floater, and he quiets the crowd.
Again, I think you live with that type of shot. I mean, if you run Kobe Williams off the three-point line and make him put it on the deck, you're going to live with it.
Terrell hangs, and he is rejected. Cameron Boone stepping in to fill the lane. Must have heard us say they haven't had a block yet. He steps right in and swats it out of here.
Terrell doing a good job getting downhill, but you got to understand that that help side is coming. Look, obviously, you're probably going to have a shooter open.
This time they go to Mullen on the offensive end against Boone, and he wins it.
Flexing those shoulders a little bit. Mullen saying, hey, look, I'm having to deal with Osei Bonsu pretty much every possession down. Let me get a piece of action, too, on the offensive end.
Mullen in the post. 6'7", 230 for these defenders to work with. So a little bit of a reach in up top by Chris Terrell. But let's take another look at this beautiful play by Mullen.
Yeah, it's just a good footwork. Spinning towards the baseline where there's no help side and going up strong, not fading away from the basket. And I mean, I feel like between Mullen and Osei Bonsu, those guys could easily play in the NFL.
Calic up top. Another whistle off the ball. And on to reset here.
And I'll say this, Jake, I mean, you see so much 5-out in modern basketball. It kind of brings you back to your childhood a little bit where you get two bruisers down there just going at it. So from an aesthetic standpoint, I'm appreciating this.
The type of game that makes Zach Randolph proud.
I mean, look at them. They're just going at it.
They're going again. Mullen and Osei Bonsu. Backs his way to the cup, puts it in, and one.
And it's just blow after blow after blow. And if I'm Mullen, I'm thinking about you can't do it every possession, but potentially taking a charge as he's going straight into your body. On that second blow, you can't go on the first one, but on that second one, a lot of times the referee will give you that call if you kind of just give up your ground and fall to the floor.
Osei Bonsu converts the three-point play, and something worth noting, that's the third foul on Kyrese Mullen, who's drawn that primary matchup against Big Mike down low. 2-point game. 12 minutes left here in Las Cruces. Anthony Rezesh yet to score tonight on 3 attempts. We'll see if he starts to find the distance in this second half. 10 on the shot clock. Out to Randall. He goes to the cup, and a blocking foul called against Keith Palick, and he just looks to his sideline thinking, what do I got to do there? That sends us into the media touch.
That upper, it's not going to be just the legs. It's going to be the upper body that's sore, too.
There's not a lot of teams around the country that have somebody on their roster that can handle either of Kyrese Mullen or Michael Osei Bonsu, so it's interesting that these two teams are going at it tonight.
And I love that Kyrie's Mullen called his own number. He's like, look, man, I'm not going to be down here guarding him every possession without giving me a touch.
54-50 after the free throws. See what Missouri State can draw up out of the timeout, shooting 6 of 10 from the floor in this second half. Another whistle stops play down low away from the ball, and Mullen's just holding his hands up saying, I mean, you got to give me some leeway when I'm guarding now. Big Mike down low.
I believe that's his fourth, so that's a big one. Now you're going to have Mims, who's giving up a lot more weight, a lot more upper body strength, having to deal with Osei Bonsu.
Big Mike already up to 16 points in this game. Looking for more right here. They bring the help. He spins right through it and still finds a way to the cup.
And that's just not acceptable for Jalen Randall. If you're going to come over and help, you cannot allow a split to happen. You have to wall that up, be foot to foot with Mullen. And just poor job coming over.
Osborne, not on the first try, got it back and flips it in. You can tell these are two very evenly matched teams going at it tonight. Rips it to the corner, Williams. Bang!
And now it looks like New Mexico State is electing to bring more help, and that was a great recognition from Osei Bonsu. Right away, having his eyes up, seeing that the help was about to come, and find the weak side wing, and then find your best shooter in the corner.
Rosette looking to answer, a little too short. One and done on the offensive side for New Mexico State. Their lead has fallen to just one. Alec to the paint, puts his shoulder in, lost it for a moment, and is fouled as he tries to throw it to the rim.
This is just a bail on the double team. You see Randall coming over, and that's just a poor angle. Like, I mean, that's doing nothing, because you're also leaving the weak side shooter open as well by doing that. So if you're going to go over there, you got to put him in a trap where he can't have any vision and where he has to almost kick the ball back out to half court. I mean, that's just poor help side defense from Randall, who's having a great game on both ends of the floor. Just a poor play there.
Alec looking to retake the lead for the Bears in this second half, and he sticks both free throws. Again, just so impressive for Keith Palick to come from the Division II level this year. Steps in for Missouri State. He's been one of the best players in the entire conference. Elliott to the doorstep, ran out of space, gives it up to Mims. Little push shot, too short. Osborne's there. Osei Bonsu from behind, smacks it out of play.
Good job of Elliott putting pressure on the rim, but kind of got caught in no man's land there. And Mims oftentimes is there for that kind of short roll situation where he'll shoot that floater. Just came up short.
Tyreke Brooks heads to the bench for Trey Williams. He's back out there on the floor for Missouri State. Elliott catch and shoot from the corner. Not that time either.
Good job of Kobe Williams locking out Randall on the weak side.
Trey Williams looking to slow the pace down as he draws the defensive matchup of Jamel Jones. Another dump in for Osei Bonsu. They clear out the side. Osei Bonsu, too strong. Pretty good effort there by Mims.
Good job being vertical as well.
Jones puts Trey Williams behind him and drew a foul from behind. So crafty with the ball around those ball screens.
And Osei Bonsu was like, look, man, I've had enough. He signaled over to Coach Martin and said, I need a sub. I'm guarding these ball screens. You're feeding me every possession.
He's played a lot of minutes tonight.
The funniest thing is Coach Martin was like, come on, can you give me 2 more minutes?
It's such a close game. You hate to put him on the bench if you're at Missouri State, but you can't play all the minutes here as that one's tipped back up and in by Julius Mims. And now maybe this is an opportunity for New Mexico State with Osei Bonsu on the bench to try to stretch out a lead.
It's going to have to be Palak here offensively. A lot of times when you force feed somebody, now everybody else offensively doesn't have the best of rhythm because they haven't had the ball in their hands. It'll be interesting to see how they do without Jose Bonsu on the court.
Post feed for Palak. He'll turn to his strong shoulder. Got it tipped away and somehow finds the bottom of the net.
Just so poised. And Osborne did a really good job getting his hands on the ball. It's so rare where you get the hands on the ball and somebody gets it right back and feels comfortable going back up with it.
Mims from the top of the arc. That's off the heel. Great rebounding effort by Randall, and he finds his way to the rim.
And previously, it was Kobe Williams who just did such a great job of boxing out Randall on the weak side. That time, they didn't, and Randall got the offensive rebound.
Nice job by Boone grabbing the offensive rebound off the short miss by Keith Palak. Let's take another look at this play from Mims.
See it again here. I mean, Jones just puts so much pressure on the rim, draws so much attention with the athleticism of Mims. A guard has to come over from the weak side and put a body on him.
Just a 1-point difference. If you tuned into this game in the first couple of minutes, the first half, it was looking rough for New Mexico State here at home, but they fought back in the first half, brought it within one possession, and it has been nip and tuck the rest of the way. Boone no good on the free throw, and here comes New Mexico State up by 1. Jones with 2 defenders on him. It's one of the only ways they could stop him tonight. Randall way too strong on the 3, and you could tell he was frustrated about that miss.
Yeah, I think he should have caught and attacked because you had a double team on Jones where he drew 2 or 3 defenders, and then there's a weak side pass. You get around that initial defender, you're probably going to have a 3-lane in the basket.
And now the free throws coming in bunches for Missouri State. Already 9 fouls in this half by the Aggies.
This is a team that's very foul prone. 20 fouls per game. And we talked about it in the beginning. This is a Missouri State team that in conference play has drawn 27 fouls per game. So definitely something to watch here down the stretch.
Missouri State entered the game top 10 in the country in free throw attempt rate. As Palak knocks down both of them. It's been an impressive improvement year over year. Only shot 602 free throws in 32 games a season ago, which was near the bottom of Missouri Valley Conference. Already 445 in the first 18 games of 2025. We got a fun one here in Las Cruces. 1-point difference. The final 8 minutes still to come. Minute for Michael Bonsu. 61-60 here as New Mexico State out of the 1-1 looks to tie it up, and they do with Elijah Elliott. And you look at the top 2 scorers all this season for Missouri State. Keith Palak and Jose Bonsu, both of them flirting with 20 points tonight. A lot of it coming from the free throw line. The Aggies retake the lead.
Palak's 19 points has been very quiet. I mean, not a really high usage rate. Has done a good job of kind of playing off of others.
He's already got 9 20-point games this season. Looking for number 10 here tonight with a few more buckets. Foul down low, looking to feed it into the post. It's looking like this game might come down to who can close the deal with some free throw shooting.
I foresee a lot of whistles. Last 7:40 of this one.
Missouri State under 70% as a team from the free throw line. Not near the best in Conference USA, but sometimes in life, quantity is better than quality, and that's kind of the story from the strike for Missouri State this season.
Jose Bonsu is only 53% from the foul line. So if you do get in trouble, it's not a terrible play to make him turn it at the line.
Looking for the tie with this one, and he does so. A lot of the bigs for New Mexico State already dealing with foul trouble. 4 fouls from Alonga and Mullen. Williams looks to draw a charge. Jones steps into a three. One of the rare misses for him on that jumper tonight.
That was a good job of Kobe Williams not allowing Jones to get to that right hand. They did a good job of sending him to the left in that possession. Then he missed the pull-up.
Post touch again for Osei Bonsu. One-on-one against Mims. Leans in and scores off the window.
One of those ones you got to shake his hand. I mean, that's a tough shot. I mean, that's about 9 feet away from the basket. A tough angle. As long as you don't let him get too deep in there, I think you got to just live with it.
Jones rises and fires and answers back. Ties this game up at 64 as we head into another timeout.
Osei Bonsu just doing what he does. You know, the travel.
We heard earlier they were able to split it up and return to Missouri in between the two, split 2 and 2 games. So nothing too crazy, but looking to switch the script and find a road win here tonight. Brooks all the way inside, hangs and scores. Oh my goodness, Tyreek Brooks.
With all the attention of Osei Bonsu, get a pick and pop action, and then it was Elliott who just fell asleep. You know, I think he was thinking, okay, now I got to help on Osei Bonsu's drive. And so he was kind of preparing for that, but completely forgot about Brooks. And Brooks doing a good job of cutting behind the defense, recognizing Elliott wasn't paying attention.
Tyreek Brooks, he was quiet all of December. He's been back in the rotation for 3 games here in the month of January. Played 6 minutes last game. And it looks like they might be having to patch up Jacoby Osborne as he kind of headed off to the sideline. In what has been a very physical game here tonight in New Mexico.
Good take here. I mean, it's nothing malicious. Just trying to protect the ball and just, it's one of those ones that you just play on. That's going to happen in a physical game.
Looks like we're ready to get back underway. Just a 2-point difference between Missouri State and New Mexico State. Couple of teams with 10 wins this year. Kind of jockeying for position to get into that upper echelon of Conference USA. Tyreek Brooks looking to convert the 3-point play, and he does so. Only 2 points per game this season for Tyreek Brooks. He's looking to make an impact deep into the second half. Jamel Jones dances with the rock, launches from 3. That's off the back iron, and oh my goodness. Big collision under the rim. Ball still loose. Osei Bonsu collects, and oh man, somehow Brooks is back on his feet. I mean, we heard that thump all the way over here. They're saying play on. I don't know if Brooks will be too useful here offensively. Get it into Osei Bonsu in the corner. Mims looking to fight again. This time Jones steps in and picks the pocket. Elliott with a good shot fake. Rises for 2. Off iron. Osei Bonsu just rips another rebound down.
Don't love that look from Elliott. It's a pretty rushed attempt with a hand up on the pull-up jump shot. A very good pull-up jump shooter. Averages over 4 points per game on jump shots, but late game situation, you want to get a better look.
Big Mike posting up from the 3-point line now. Over to Brooks for 3. And a whistle and a foul. And Aggie fans happy about that one.
Oh man, he's going to feel that in the morning.
I mean, you can just hear the impact.
Jeez. But credit Brooks. I mean, he's going in there trying to earn minutes. An impression on the game. Those are the type of plays that will earn you more opportunities.
Brooks began his college career at Missouri Southern scored over 13 points per game for the Lions as a true freshman last year, and he has stepped up to Missouri State and has done his job tonight. He was on the 1-and-1, unable to hit the first, and what do you know? Jose Bonsu, another rebound. A walking double-double when he gets going like this. Kobe Williams, catch and shoot. That is pure.
Get a cross screen into a down screen for Kobe Williams, and it's a poor job of the Aggies not communicating. You get hung up on that screen with Kobe Williams coming off of it, you got to switch in an emergency. See it again here. I believe it was Mims and Osborne. If you're Osborne in that situation, you got to yell out to Mims to come out there and switch. And that's not really a mismatch because Kobe Williams is not as crafty and good with the ball. What he wants to do is come off that thing and catch and shoot. You got to make him put the ball on the floor.
First free throw good for Jamel Jones. Kobe Williams top 5 in the conference with 46 made threes entering this week. He's hit at least 3 3-pointers 5 times in 6 games since the new year hit. I mean, this is a guy that's been on fire from downtown, and once again tonight he's 3 of 6.
Looking over his last 3 games, he's averaging 10 3-point field goal attempts, so you know exactly what he wants to do when he catches the ball.
Big Mike heads to the bench with 4 fouls. Jose Bonsu struggles with fouls all season long. He's fouled out 3 consecutive games coming into tonight. 4-point lead for Missouri State. Halleck catches at the top of the arc. He's got the mismatch size-wise against Jones. Throws it up, looking for continuation. You're going to count that bucket. We'll see. As we see the foul trouble for the Bears. 3 different players playing with 4 fouls the rest of the way. All of them in the front court.
After that shoot, it was Halleck who had a choice to either come for a cross screen to the post or come up to the top of the key. It's called America's play. And he came up to the top of the key, got the switch with Jones, who's not a great on-ball defender. Was able to just beat him off the dribble.
Halleck can't hit the second free throw, but he's already at 20 points tonight. His 10th 20-point game of the season. Jones steps back, can't connect. Now Missouri State happy to slow things down. Coming up on 4 minutes to go here in Las Cruces. Mexico State trying to force a turnover and ignite this crowd once again. Halleck settles for 3, and that is string music from KP3.
That was good defense from Mims. You have to guard the ball, and then you have to come back to the pick and pop. You close short because you have to play the percentage. Halleck coming off that thing at the jab step and ready to shoot.
Jones stays in attack mode. He has not been able to find the distance in this second half. 24 points overall.
I thought Jones went too long without being aggressive offensively in the second half. Now he's trying to find his rhythm again.
Halleck again. Not that time either. Burnett, second chance. Smokes the layup. Jump ball. Jones comes away with it. And here come the Aggies. Just over 3 minutes to play. We have a whistle and a foul before the shot. And that'll send us into a timeout.
You have Halleck, who's going off 23 points. You get a pick and pop action.
60% field goal shooting 7 times this year. Big free throws down the stretch from Mexico State, and that one is not going to help this 8-point comeback effort.
Jones has really struggled down the stretch. All of his last 4, and as a team, the Aggies are one of their last 7.
We'll see if that free throw falling through wakes up Jamel Jones offensively. He ties his season high of 25 points here tonight against Missouri State. They're going to need more to make this comeback. Missouri State just one win on the road this season, looking for a second one against the Aggies right here. Good pass fake. Burnett open, and it's Butter from downtown.
That's what we've seen time and time again with the Aggies in conference plays. Miscommunication on the defensive end. You get a two-man action. That's something that you talk about and shoot around with Palick. Are we going to switch? Are we going to show for a second on that one? There's a miscommunication. Palick is wide open. Good job swinging the ball for the open three.
Elliott looking to draw a foul. And then we do get a whistle down low as Osei Bonsu leaped into the sky, and I think they got him for 5.
Yep.
Massive development in this game as that will foul out Michael Osei Bonsu. But let's take another look and see how it went.
That was, every time you get contacts going over the top, the referees are taught automatically to call that over the back call. Now, if you are just able to out-jump the person that is in front of you to get the offensive rebound, 9 out of 10 times they won't call it. But if there's any contact and you go over the top on an offensive rebound, they're going to call it.
So no Michael Osei Bonsu the rest of the way, but what a night it was for Big Mike. Over 20 points yet again. As Kyrese Mullen looks to put some more points on the board. Just over 2 minutes left in this game. You can tell these fans here in the Pan American Center a little bit antsy now with
100%.
a double-digit deficit this deep into the game.
They've been into it, but with these free throws, you can hear a pen drop.
Second try for Mullen falls through. He's got to be relieved no Osei Bonsu to deal with.
Yeah, and as an offensive player, I always like a little bit of chatter. I don't like it when it's just dead silent because you just feel all that energy and pressure.
We'll step aside for 30.
Talk about at home, going against two teams and play Kennesaw State team without Cottle.
Saxton King looking to help close the deal for Missouri State, up by 9 here on the road. Keith Palick almost discards Jamel Jones on his hip. Gets baseline, kicks it out. Kobe Williams for 3. Chased down, and he gets his own miss.
A lot of times the shooter knows best where their miss is going to come off to. And good job of Kobe Williams just tracking that thing down.
Clock stops just under 2 minutes left, and looks like we have another foul away from the basketball.
Now the Aggies are right at their average. 20 fouls on the game is something that they're going to have to work on through conference play, because if you give up so many fouls and always playing in the bonus, you're just basically giving your opponent free baskets.
Palick has been a beast tonight. Over 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 dimes. Can't hit the second one, though, as it stays a 10-point difference. Got to hurry here if you're New Mexico State. Dangerous pass to Anthony Rezesh. Skips it to the far corner. Here's Osborne. Beautiful reverse layup.
Good job of Osborne playing off of 2 feet there, attacking downhill off the dribble penetration and using the other side of the basket to finish. Big possession here.
90 seconds to decide the victor here tonight in New Mexico. They go back to Keith Palick. He turns with the strong shoulder and got another shooting foul.
Now when Osborne wasn't in good position, and a lot of times if you're too close and having a little bit of a hip-to-hip contact, a lot of times the referees are going to call that. And Palick is just so good of understanding when to go up for the shot to draw the foul and understanding when the defender's out of position.
Keith Palak, 11 of 13 from the free throw line, make it 12 of 14 tonight. Leading scorer here tonight, 26 points. Elliott to the cup, too short, and that's a tough miss for the Aggies. As Missouri State looks to play some clean ball for the next minute and close this thing out. Brooks bounces it to Kobe Williams, and they'll reset up top. Looking to trap in the corner. Shot clock winding down. Burnett, strong take. Floats it in off the window. As New Mexico State looks to hurry, Jones to the rim. He draws a foul, and they will count the bucket. You gotta wonder if it might be too little, too late for this Aggies team.
I don't know why you foul here. It's just clearly has the lane. It's just one of those ones you just got to get out of the way. Now the clock stops, makes a free throw. Now they can set up their defense. 94 feet baseline out of bounds.
Jamel Jones. He heard us say Keith Palak was the leading scorer tonight. He said, give me that back. He's got 28 tonight. Just about 3 seconds between shot clock and game clock as Missouri State has come to Las Cruces and put on quite a physical clinic. Another high-scoring game between these two teams, and it's largely going Missouri State's way because of the free throw shooting.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, talk about their last matchup against each other. Missouri State had 29 made free throws, and this one now 21 made free throws, and then it's just been the front court for Missouri State. A combined 47 points between Osei Bonsu and Palak.
Shot clock turned off as New Mexico State looks to pour in a few more points before this buzzer sounds. It's impressive showing for Missouri State here on the road. Seconds away from road win number 2 and a chance to break up what's been a 2-game losing streak. Took a frustrating loss in double overtime to Middle Tennessee, but they have come to Las Cruces and found a way to win. 84